He can see the future. Today, I hit the streets to ask random people a huge question. What would you do if you suddenly got 100 million won? One woman says it's not enough to buy a house, ouch. This guy would blow it all on a brand new car. Another person would play it safe and put the money in savings. Alright, now it's time for the big finale. One last question. What if you became the richest person in the world? My guy here is totally stumped, he can't even answer. A young woman jokes she'd literally do nothing for the rest of her life. And this woman wants to know the real secret behind becoming that rich. The host plays a recap of public reactions to sudden wealth on TV. The interviewer faces the young billionaire, asking for his incredible secret. Rumors swirl that he's a clairvoyant who can see the future. The billionaire laughs off the clairvoyant rumors, insisting it's all nonsense. Suddenly, something mystical appears in the studio, attracting everyone's attention. An elderly figure radiates a mysterious, almost magical, green aura. A glowing eagle bursts forth, landing powerfully on a perch, stunning the room. The young billionaire is encircled by light as the majestic eagle flies overhead. Back in control, he looks calm and casually asks, "So?" He looks down, softly beginning to reveal, "I'm just." Kong Jin-Hoo claims he's just an ordinary investor who got lucky, but his everyday life tells a different story. Kong Jin-Hoo wakes up in his room, looking tired and restless, longing for something more than his current situation. Suddenly alert, Kong Jin-Hoo hears someone call his military rank and name. He groans in frustration, clearly annoyed. Kong wonders why the army eagle keeps popping up in his dreams, complaining it always ruins his otherwise great dreams. Kong Jin-Hoo, 23, is recently discharged and currently unemployed, struggling to find his place in the world again. He lives with his mom in a tiny, semi-basement one-room apartment, facing daily challenges and cramped circumstances. But get this, life wasn't always so tough for Kong Jin-Hoo, who once enjoyed much gentler family circumstances. He once had a reliable dad and a caring mom, both working hard to provide for a comfortable, stable home. Kong grew up sheltered and safe, shielded from hardship by the love and dedication of his hardworking parents. Suddenly, his once secure childhood feels distant, as Kong grapples with growing up and an uncertain future. Kong Jin-Hoo looks confused after reading something surprising on his phone. The apartment building looks quiet as someone mutters, as expected. Someone jokes that Oh Taek-gyu's life hasn't changed at all. Oh Taek-gyu insists his collection has doubled, but nobody can really tell. Taek-gyu laughs, saying Kong Jin-Hoo is still just as clueless. Kong Jin-Hoo's friend asks his plans, suggesting tutoring to help his mom. Kong Jin-Hoo thinks he'll delay more schooling, focusing on supporting his family. Taek-gyu thanks Kong Jin-Hoo for having dinner with his mom last Christmas. Taek-gyu pokes fun at Jin-Hoo's military service, bragging about being exempt. Taek-gyu teases Jin-Hoo about jealousy, hinting at more envy-inducing news. Kong Jin-Hoo looks confused as his friend brings up something important. Taek-gyu excitedly reveals he found his Bandcoin encryption key. Jin-Hoo is lost. Taek-gyu can't believe Jin-Hoo already forgot about something this big. Taek-gyu explains he sold his Lutnia character and got crypto for it. Jin-Hoo remembers the key was once worth 50 million won. He can't believe it's back. Taek-gyu says he found the key again while cleaning and asks if Jin-Hoo knows its new value. Taek-gyu announces it's worth $1,120 now. Jin-Hoo starts doing the math. Jin-Hoo realizes that's a whopping 1.22 million won for just one coin. Taek-gyu clarifies he has one BNT. Kong is stunned and asks what that means. Taek-gyu drops the epic bomb. It's $1,120 per 1 BNT, not the total. Kong Jin-Hoo anxiously realizes his friend has 11,000 BNT coins. Oh Taek-gyu is in pure disbelief, sweating and shocked by the math. The guys scream, 13.5 billion won, more money than they ever imagined. Taek-gyu loses it, yelling that Jin-Hoo must be dreaming or going crazy. Jin-Hoo explains he's still processing the windfall, not even happy yet. Taek-gyu desperately begs for just 100 million, but Jin-Hoo flatly refuses. Jin-Hoo brags he already put the coins on the exchange, value keeps rising. Taek-gyu complains, calling Jin-Hoo stingy and wishing he'd gamed harder. Flashback. Taek-gyu remembers his friend dragging him through online games. Furious, Taek-gyu accuses Jin-Hoo of selling his own game character too. Kong Jin-Hoo grabs Taek-gyu, demanding his share of the fortune. Jin-Hoo tries to remember his cut, suddenly blanking under pressure. Jin-Hoo glances outside and spots a vision of the fiery eagle again. His eyes glow in shock. He wonders why the eagle keeps appearing. The mysterious eagle lands dramatically, surrounded by blazing fire. The flaming eagle soars, streaks of fire blazing through the apartment. Fire swirls around Jin-Hoo, leaving him stunned and a little worried. Jin-Hoo sees flames in the room, unsure if it's real or a vision. He's confused. Taek-gyu asks why Jin-Hoo's losing his mind. Jin-Hoo changes the subject, asking Taek-gyu about something called Mountain Hill. Kong Jin-Hoo asks Taek-gyu how he knows about the Bandcoin exchange. Jin-Hoo warns Taek-gyu, asking if Mountain Hill is safe from bankruptcy. Jin-Hoo freaks out, recognizing the same strange signs from his army days. Jin-Hoo questions his sanity. What if these visions are actually real? He tells Oh Taek-gyu to listen closely, about to drop something big. Jin-Hoo, urgently sweating, orders Taek-gyu to sell all his Bandcoin now. Taek-gyu demands an explanation, but Jin-hoo just pleads for total trust. Taek-gyu agrees to sell everything, revealing he set up a dollar account. Taek-gyu says once he's done, Jin-hoo must explain everything to him. A silent moment falls as an eagle-shaped vision floats between the friends. Kong Jin-hoo realizes something important is suddenly gone. He recalls the vision of the burning eagle and strange letters. Kong questions his own sanity, unsure how he knew a hidden exchange. Sitting troubled, Kong wonders if he's just confused or misremembering. Taek-gyu freaks out after checking his phone. Something big just happened. Kong is shocked to hear Mountain Hill's server crashed, worried it's catastrophic. Jin-hoo panics about the band coin and yells, "What happened to the coins?" Taek-gyu reveals they sold the coins just in time. Talk about luck. Taek-gyu promises to investigate, hoping it's just boring server maintenance. Kong Jin-hoo stares in disbelief, secretly wondering what the heck is happening. Could this be the moment everything changes forever? Taek-gyu gasps, phone in hand, and demands answers from Jin-hoo. Taek-gyu reveals the server came back online, but something feels wrong. Jin-hoo is stunned. Every account's balance has been wiped out. Outrage floods the internet. Everyone's money is missing from Mountain Hill. Taek-gyu grabs Jin-hoo, demanding the real truth and if he knew anything. Jin-hoo hesitates, sweating as the pressure mounts to explain himself. Taek-gyu, desperate, shouts for Jin-hoo to say what's going on. Jin-hoo sighs, preparing himself for a massive confession. Jin-hoo reveals he's developed the ability to see the future, mind blown. 1 year ago, a massive explosion rocks the mortar firing range during training. Kong Jin-hoo gets yelled at by a superior for not paying attention. Private Kong Jin-hoo confirms he understands, trying to look serious and focused. But Jin-hoo seems distracted, catching something odd out of the corner of his eye. Kong Jin-hoo spots a mysterious, glowing eagle perched nearby. What even is that? The bizarre eagle radiates light, making Kong wonder if eagles always look this epic. Suddenly, the eagle bursts into flight surrounded by electricity. Everyone is shocked. Soldiers panic, pointing at the glowing eagle, asking each other what it is. Jin-hoo nervously asks if anyone else saw an eagle just now. His squad mates argue. One insists an eagle flew over, another says they saw nothing. A soldier yells, "How could you miss something that big?" as confusion erupts. Suddenly, mysterious glowing words and explosion appear in the sky above them. Kong Jin-hoo wonders if this is some crazy AR technology or just training. The squad is loading mortars, puzzled by what KM-188 explosion even means. Close up on a soldier holding a massive, intimidating mortar shell. The writing, 81mm, on the shell makes everyone gasp. Could it be something dangerous? Kong Jin-hoo narrates, "Even now, I can say this without exaggeration." Jin-hoo's instincts kick in. He's laser-focused, ready for anything life throws. When a human senses danger, everything changes, flashes across the screen dramatically. Kong Jin-hoo shouts, "Get down," diving for cover as chaos begins. Kong Jin-hoo's body moves before he even realizes what's happening. Massive explosion erupts, chaos everywhere, but Kong somehow survives unscathed. Now back home, Kong sits deep in thought after the near-death encounter. Taek-gyu tells Kong he's insanely lucky to survive the blast unharmed. Kong reveals fatalities happened, but a mysterious warning saved his life at the last moment. The military doctor blames memory confusion from trauma, but Kong isn't convinced. Taek-gyu argues if Kang's luck happened twice, it's not luck, it's a superpower. Kong can't believe it, and questions why Taek-gyu buys into superpowers so easily. Taek-gyu credits anime for his open mind. Even elf girls wouldn't surprise him now. Kong decides it's time to focus on practical solutions, snapping their conversation back to reality. Kong Jin-hoo demands his share, stating he's owed 1.24 billion won. Jin-hoo accuses Taek-gyu of selling his low-level game character for Bandcoin. Jin-hoo threatens to burn Taek-gyu's figures if he's not paid fairly. Taek-gyu insists paying now isn't possible due to all the tax complications. Jin-hoo guesses Taek-gyu plans a tax haven. Taek-gyu proudly confirms, citing his economics major. Taek-gyu says his sister warned taxes on Bandcoin could cost billions. Taek-gyu reveals his clever tax haven setup on Del Island with an OTK company. Jin-hoo jokes if OTK means otaku. Taek-gyu corrects him, it stands for Otaek-gyu. Taek-gyu celebrates, claiming he'll now live a life of leisure forever. Jin-hoo teases Taek-gyu, who admits living off game item trades is tougher than it looks. Kong Jin-hoo demands his 1.24 billion won cut from Taek-gyu's fortune. Taek-gyu swears on his honor to transfer the money to Jin-hoo. Jin-hoo celebrates Discharge Day, grateful for his loyal, although goofy, friend. Thanks to the deal, Jin-hoo ends up with 1.24 billion won at the bank. Seeing the huge deposit in his passbook, Jin-hoo can't help but celebrate. Taek-gyu reminds Jin-hoo not to celebrate too soon. There's a catch. Jin-hoo realizes the gift will be heavily taxed as it transfers from a tax haven. Taek-gyu confirms Jin-hoo's knowledge, promising 500 million now and the rest soon. Jin-hoo hopes all this life-changing cash isn't just some wild dream. Jin-hoo wonders what to do with the money, maybe help his mom quit her job. Kong Jin-hoo arrives at a fancy shopping mall, ready to splurge big. The mall is buzzing with people shopping and having a great time. Jin-hoo is pumped, wondering where he should begin his shopping spree. Suddenly, shouting erupts nearby, catching Jinhoo's attention as people apologize. Crowd forms around someone demanding a public apology, stirring up drama. A rude woman screams about her expensive shoes, looking down on a worker. The mall employee apologizes frantically, totally embarrassed by the commotion. The manager demands the worker to kneel and apologize to the entitled woman. The crowd is shocked as the worker is forced to bow, tension rising fast. Jinhoo is stunned, realizing the cleaning lady being humiliated is his own mom. This angry customer is yelling, demanding someone get on their knees or pay up. The manager threatens Kong Jinhoo's mom, telling her to apologize or get fired. Jinhoo realizes his mother lied. She works as a janitor, not in a call center. Jinhoo's mom stands, ashamed and resigned, looking down in embarrassment. Jinhoo's mom slowly drops to her knees, forced by the humiliating situation. Jinhoo immediately steps in, grabbing his mom's arm to stop her. Kong Jinhoo calls out the customer, asking what's so important about demanding this. The room goes quiet. Jinhoo's mom hesitates, still feeling ashamed. The angry customer shouts back, demanding to know if Jinhoo is her son. Jinhoo stands tall and proud, saying, "Yes, I am her son." Kong Jinhoo's mom panics, fearing that her son is ashamed of her. She asks Jinhoo if he's embarrassed by her job as a janitor. Jinhoo quickly reassures his mother he isn't embarrassed by her. The angry customer and manager are shocked to realize she is his mother. The confrontation escalates as the woman demands an explanation about the situation. By now, a crowd gathers, whispering at how petty the complaint about the mop is. Kong Jinhoo calls out the absurdity of humiliating his mother over a dirty shoe. The angry customer tries to justify herself but realizes she's losing ground. She yells about her expensive shoes, bragging they cost a whopping 600,000 won. Jinhoo coolly offers her 600,000 won, demanding she apologize to his mom and leave. Kong Jinhoo gives a tough ultimatum, take the cash or leave with nothing. He exposes the woman, reminding her she's being filmed and should take the deal. Jinhoo mocks her authority, asking if she wants him to throw the money down. She demands he kneel. The woman finally apologizes, trying to end the confrontation in public. Jinhoo forcefully hands her the money, solidifying his win in this showdown. She walks away in silence, humiliated, checking the cash while Jinhoo stands his ground. Jinhoo calls over the manager, getting everyone's attention at the exit. Kong Jinhoo tells the manager to confiscate the woman's shoes, since he paid for them. The manager agrees. If the shoes aren't returned, they'll be reported stolen. Jinhoo confidently leaves with his mother, ignoring everyone's protests about being petty. Jinhoo overhears an argument in the mall about shoes nobody will wear. He sarcastically suggests he doesn't need the shoes and will trash them. The angry woman fumes as Jinhoo calls her old lady, escalating the tension. The woman loses it, yelling she's not old while the scene turns chaotic. Outside, Jinhoo and his mother walk through the city after the intense confrontation. Jinhoo's mother wants to go back and fix things with those women. Jinhoo asks if this kind of humiliation started happening recently. He gently comforts his mom as they share a quiet, emotional hug. Jinhoo asks when she started getting so thin, worried about her health. His mom admits it's her first time enduring something this tough. Jinhoo tells his mother she never has to work there again. Jinhoo holds his mother's hand, promising to take care of everything now. Jinhoo's mother looks surprised and moved by his words outside. She wonders when Jinhoo became so responsible and mature. They celebrate with a big Korean barbecue meal. No more penny pinching now. Jinhoo's mom asks why Bancoin is worth so much. Jinhoo compares it to a game item. Jinhoo assures his mother she doesn't need to worry about tuition. He's handling it. His mother insists the money belongs to Jinhoo and urges him to invest in his future. Jinhoo shifts the focus, saying they should move because the house impacts her health. His mother dismisses his worries, but Jinhoo remains persistent for her well-being. Jinhoo grins, insisting he'll spend his money on something good, like taking care of her. His mom sighs and says Jinhoo is as stubborn as his father. Jinhoo gets a call from Otaek-gyu, his friend. Something must be up. Otaek-gyu yells that there's an emergency. His voice sounds frantic. Jinhoo answers, explaining he's currently eating out with his mother. On the phone, Otaek-gyu shouts that she has arrived. It's urgent. A mysterious woman in heels steps out with a rolling suitcase at the airport. The narrative reveals, my sister, she's just returned after a long time. Otaek-gyu excitedly announces, my sister's back in Korea, and she looks ready to shake things up. The story takes us to the Namsan Shilin Hotel, a place for big deals. Jinho and his friend spot something wild outside and rush over. People are shocked as a colorful, anime-covered car pulls up, cameras flashing. Onlookers can't miss the car's cute anime mascot, Kumi, boldly on display. Inside the car, the driver offers to park, while the passenger complains about stopping. The friends argue at the hotel entrance, one calling the other a nerd for his hobbies. They flinch as someone notes they're 3 minutes late, troubles brewing. A sharply dressed woman, Oh Yeon-ju, greets them coolly at the entrance. Oh Yeon-ju recognizes Jinho and greets him as her brother. It's a family reunion. Inside the hotel, Oh Yeon-ju asks if Jinho has finished his military service. Jinhoo and his sister catch up over coffee, talking about school. Sis offers Jinhoo a job after graduation if he wants it. She looks serious, like something big is on her mind. Jin-Hoo notices her mood and asks if she's worried. She brings up Taek-gyu and mentions a company, Mountain Hill, filing for bankruptcy. Taek-gyu reveals he sold everything right before the collapse, like a pro. Sis is shocked he sold it all, and Taek-gyu flexes, saying it was $1.19 million. She sighs in relief, clearly worried about losing money. Jin-Hoo teases, asking if she was really that stressed. Sis hands Jin-Hoo a note, saying it's the contact info for a branch manager. Golden Gate job, anyone? Kong Jin-Hoo gets secret banking tips, just mention his sister's name for help. Taek-gyu's question for selling everything at once, he nervously claims it was random. A business visitor explains he's here for 10 days, due diligence, not just for Taek-gyu. Jin-Hoo's surprised at the long stay. His sister challenges if he has a problem. Jin-Hoo awkwardly asks where his sister is staying. She points to a luxury spot upstairs. His sister reveals the company's due diligence team is all staying at the fancy hotel. Jin-Hoo's shocked by the cost. His sister casually says the company covers everything. Taek-gyu jokes about emergencies, then blames Jin-Hoo for being scared of his sister. The sister reveals the delay was because of an OPEC meeting schedule. Jin-Hoo tries to flex his knowledge about OPEC, but fumbles explaining the abbreviation. The group discusses OPEC and how it controls the world's oil supply. Kong Jin-Hoo focuses intensely, knowing the OPEC meeting will change everything. Suddenly, a blazing eagle vision appears, stopping everyone mid-conversation. Kong Jin-Hoo locks eyes with the mysterious eagle, feeling a strange connection. The eagle bursts with fiery energy, making Jin-Hoo stand up in shock. Flames appear around Jin-Hoo, while everyone else is confused by the surreal scene. Jin-Hoo's eyes glow, and he wonders what new disaster is about to hit. He guesses OPEC might cut oil production, and gets visibly worried. Taek-gyu questions why this even matters, while sipping coffee nervously. They realize US oil production can't keep up with its huge demand. The biggest oil importers and exporters are shown, with the US on top. Thanks to shale oil and gas, the US became a global oil supplier. Shale oil is expensive to produce, costing about $45 a barrel. If oil prices drop below $50, over half the shale companies will fold. OPEC can't agree on production cuts, their negotiations always end in failure. Kong Jin-Hoo says the price might crash below $50 if OPEC fails again. He asks what happens if OPEC finally makes a deal this time. His sister says oil prices would soar, but that's extremely unlikely. Jin-Hoo hopes OPEC can agree for once, instantly regretting speaking up. His sister smiles, reminding him hope and prediction are never the same thing. We opened the day racing through the city, chasing another big opportunity. Our car is hilarious, covered in anime girls, making us impossible to ignore. Kong Jin-Hoo explains, if OPEC cuts oil, prices will explode. I've literally seen it. Taek-gyu's like, what if we buy crude oil now? Bet on your vision. Jin-Hoo flashes back to predicting a mortar explosion. He's got this future sight power. He also nailed the Mountain Hill crash, so predicting oil prices isn't far-fetched. The only thing stopping us? Cold hard investment cash. We need more. Jin-Hoo just got a lease, plans to give his mom 100 million won, and has 275 million left. Between our accounts, we've got 275 million and 70 million won. Should we go all in? Taek-gyu breaks the tension. It's another future vision, isn't it? Jin-Hoo just shrugged. Kong Jin-Hoo starts questioning his friend about talking to his sister earlier. Taek-gyu thinks Jin-Hoo is annoyingly perceptive and pressures him for answers. Taek-gyu suddenly realizes something important and demands Jin-Hoo wait a minute. Taek-gyu processes everything, realizing there was another way to approach investments. The city skyline sets the scene as they discuss the OPEC production cut prediction. Taek-gyu suggests buying oil before prices rise and Jin-Hoo agrees excitedly. Taek-gyu jokes about buying oil barrels for home and asks Jin-Hoo to clarify. The mood shifts as they drive through town, heading toward their next destination. In Jin-Hoo's room, they talk about WTI oil hovering close to $60 per barrel. Jin-Hoo explains crude oil's global industrial importance and price impacts beyond just fueling cars. Taek-gyu asks how much money is left. Kong calculates everyone's share. Taek-gyu wants to invest in WTI oil, asking how to get started. They decide to place an initial bet of $300,000, buying for both. Kong asks how much Taek-gyu will invest, confusion over dollars versus won. Kong is shocked at Taek-gyu suggesting huge sums, worried he's lost control. Kong warns Taek-gyu his foresight isn't a sure thing. Taek-gyu pushes back. Taek-gyu firmly settles on $3 million as his final investment limit. Kong analyzes the market, noting production cut failures are already factored in. He reasons oil prices can't drop much further, minimizing risk of major losses. Kong reassures himself if wrong, hell just sell and minimize loss quickly. He admits his conviction is shaky, based on incomplete, uncertain information. All this investment is happening just from a tiny studio room. Kong dramatically clicks the mouse, starting the huge investment spree. Kong slumps back. Taek-gyu confirms the purchase, asking what comes next. Kong says they must wait for the OPEC meeting results, barely believing they're all in. We finally rented a 2-room villa for 120 million won. It's old, but home. The wallpaper and floors are new, so it's super clean inside. Moving day. Mom loves it. 2 rooms, great sunlight. She says it's really nice here. I wonder if I should have spent more, but I am relieved Mom is happy. While unpacking, Mom finds a glowing keepsake, something hidden in a moving box. She goes silent, lost in thought. I notice and can't help but worry. Every move, our places got smaller. Dad's things lost their space along the way. These are keepsakes from Dad, personal memories Mom can't throw away, no matter what. Mom always dreamed of owning a house. Dad built it for her years back. Our best childhood memories are there. I quietly ask, Mom, do you think of Dad often? Jinhoo's mom remembers her late husband's hard work and wishes he was here. Jinhoo reflects on a happy family photo, missing the old days before tragedy. The memory brings his mom to tears. She's clearly feeling the loss deeply. She tries to shake off the sadness, telling Jinhoo to go unpack his things. Jinhoo agrees, but you can tell everyone's heart is a little heavy right now. Jinhoo starts planning, listing all the things they need for the new home. Jinhoo tells his mom to take a break from work and rest for a while. He pleads with her to take 3 months off, if only to make him happy. Jinhoo hands over an account card with 100 million won, saying to buy whatever's needed. Jinhoo's mom is stunned. She can't believe he just handed over 100 million won. Jinhoo's mom freaks out, asking if he gives money to everyone now. She insists she has her own savings and tells him to save his money. Jinhoo jokes he's just leaving the cash with her for now, if he marries. Jinhoo explains, even after gifts, he's still got 275 million won in the bank. He calculates paying 100 million in taxes, but Taekyu still owes him a ton. With all this, Jinhoo thinks he won't need to worry for 20 years. Standing by the window, Jinhoo wonders if making money is really this easy. Jinhoo returns home, yelling for his mom as the sun sets. Jinhoo's mom greets Taekyu, asking if he's eaten. He says not yet. Taekyu says jjajangmyeon is a moving day tradition. He'll treat them later. Taekyu brings only toilet paper as a housewarming gift, and Jinhoo is shocked. Jinhoo sarcastically suggests bringing a fridge, washing machine, or huge TV next time. Taekyu freaks out and jokes that Jinhoo is extorting him for expensive gifts. Jinhoo mentions Mountain Hill's bankruptcy, which has caused chaos everywhere. Mountain Hill was the world's largest crypto exchange, but a massive hack caused trillions in losses. All over social media, people panic as they can't access money in accounts on Mountain Hill. Normally, a company would compensate for massive losses like this. The hack was so big, Mountain Hill couldn't pay and had to declare bankruptcy. Jinhoo asks what happens to Bitcoin investors. Taekyu says they're totally wiped out. If this was a bank, the government would help. But Bitcoin has no rules, so no one's coming to save them. Taekyu tells Kong Jinhoo he's amazing for predicting Mountain Hill's bankruptcy. Kong Jinhoo insists nothing in life happens by chance. He trusts his instincts now. Taekyu asks Jinhoo if he's having another hunch, looking worried but curious. Taekyu dramatically calls Jinhoo's instincts a latent superpower awakened in crisis. Taekyu says that's how superheroes are born, trying to hype up Jinhoo. Taekyu yells, Oracle Eye, and suggests naming Jinhoo's supposed power. Jinhoo shuts down the idea, telling Taekyu to focus on the OPEC meeting. Taekyu loves the name, Oracle Eye, and decides to use it from now on. Jinhoo says predicting OPEC right would prove his power, but one mistake could cost big money. Taekyu promises to call him Oracle Eye if he's right, and Jinhoo just wants it to be real. The next day, Kong Jinhoo gets an anxious call. Something big is coming. Jinhoo and Taekyu nervously wait for results while gaming at home. Taekyu jokes about cliffhangers, but Jinhoo is seriously doubting everything. They check the charts. Oil prices have dropped, and they're down 100 million won. Jinhoo questions his prediction, feeling the pressure as their losses mount. Taekyu tries to cheer Jinhoo up, reminding him of their Oracle Eye power. Jinhoo suggests gaming to distract themselves. They'll know the answer tomorrow. Taekyu insists on playing a dating sim, because why not escape real life? They compete in the dating sim, but Jinhoo can't help thinking about their cash. Jinhoo reflects. 1.24 billion won sounds huge, but is it enough for a lifetime? Kong Jinhoo worries about blowing through his money and going bankrupt while his friend yells, reminding him he's losing points in their game. Jinhoo decides he needs to stay smart with his new fortune and wonders if he should keep tutoring to avoid ruin. A voice tells Jinhoo to get up. He's half asleep and confused, but Taekyu rushes in, announcing shocking OPEC results. Jinhoo checks the news and sees OPEC made a production cut, just like he predicted, realizing the moment is real. Jinhoo nervously asks Taekyu about the current WTI oil price, and the answer shocks them both. The oil price is $73, up more than 20% in just minutes, exceeding all their expectations. Taekyu tells Jinhoo to check his account, surprised by how much their prediction has paid off financially. Jinhoo says he only predicted the production cut and wants to sell everything immediately to secure their earnings. Taekyu agrees and asks how much they made overall, quickly pulling up the numbers for both of them. They calculate a $630,000 profit. Time to convert all their hard-earned gains into Korean won and celebrate. Jinhoo celebrates as cash rains down, 700 million won in Korean money, enough to make dreams come true. The money Jinhoo was to receive from Taekyu has grown even further, ballooning to a staggering 800 million. Taekyu jokes he should have invested $10 million. Jinhoo can't help but laugh at their luck. Jin-Hoo's friend remarks this is the third time something improbable happened, hinting that it's not just luck anymore. Taek-gyu breaks it down, things either go amazingly right or they don't, and this time it's spectacular. Every time something incredible happens, Taek-gyu can't ignore the pattern, and Jin-Hoo starts to believe, too. Since it's happened 3 times, Taek-gyu is convinced Jin-Hoo's foresight is real, more than just a lucky streak. Jin-Hoo's uncanny ability continues to puzzle and impress everyone around him, turning doubters into true believers. With a fiery eagle behind him, Taek-gyu proudly declares Jin-Hoo's visions are legit and maybe even supernatural.